Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Kim,
And I'm Torra.
and this is our podcast, Kicking It with Kimm and Torra.
Like always, we have three great topics. We got to get right into it because it's a lot going on right now between the arresting Diddy thing. Every time I turn on TikTok, I'm talking about every news channel is talking about, and then to come find out what he might not even be arrested.
Yeah, I
Like
don't think
just
he's
his house got.
arrested. I don't, every TikTok is saying he's arrested, but I just was looking it up. It doesn't appear he was arrested, but what they're calling his quote drug mule, unquote,
Mhm.
was arrested for possession of cocaine and marijuana edibles as he tried to get on the private plane with Diddy in Miami.
Mhm.
Diddy himself has not been arrested, although we did see that they raided two of his homes.
And that's what I couldn't understand because just from the little pieces I've been gathering, all I've been hearing about is he was sex trafficking, and that was never said by anybody on the media. This is just what all the tabloids and everybody is saying. Which I think at this point in time, I know I have my own conspiracies. You know that I'm a conspiracy theorist. I will always probably be one because
I
I
have
never
my own.
can believe it is what it is. I mean, whenever there's a rich Black community climbing the corporate ladder, as we always will do, find a way out of this crab pot, they will tear us down. And they do it with saying the word gay and child molester. Those are the like bite words,
Those are the
and
words.
clickbait or whatever you want to call them. Those are the words. And I'm not saying that people aren't getting molested, and I'm not saying people aren't getting raped, and I'm not saying that weak-minded women are letting powerful men take advantage of. I'm not saying that. But at what point do we realize you got to say something? It happened today. I'm saying something today. It happened today. I might say something tomorrow, but I'm not going to keep waiting 100 years and then think, oh, I'm broke. I better go say this. Like, that's what I'm feeling like is going on right now.
Well, I think, from a psychological perspective, women don't speak up. And
Mm-hmm.
part of the reason they don't speak up is a lot of times the tables are turned on them and
Mm-hmm.
their
Mm-hmm.
lives and everything
Mm-hmm.
put under the microscope. I think that's just a part of human nature. It's been going on forever. I
Mm-hmm.
also feel that Diddy's been at the top of the game
Mm-hmm.
with money, with accolades. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that man even got an actual fashion award from the real haute couture
We sure
people at
did.
one point. Diddy has been on the top of the game for a long time. And as we discussed in a previous podcast, I think he's horrible. However, even I, have
Mm-hmm.
a problem with them coming after him
Mm-hmm.
when we don't
But
know.
they keep saying the list is gonna go. They're next. They're getting Oprah, and then they're getting Beyonce, and then they're getting this person. I'm like, are you for real right now? You see the pattern.
Here's the Jeffrey Epstein list. Where are that fat guy? I don't know his name. That fat guy from Nickelodeon who is
Oh,
charged with molesting all those kids.
yep,
Why are they
yep.
not going after the people that we know
Ryan and Daniel
for
or
a fact?
something. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
we know for a fact that there are a lot of white people in the industry who have been molesting people. I didn't see Charles in Charge getting arrested. I mean, there are just so many people, but you're coming after Diddy and
yep.
now Rick Ross.
Now they're coming after. I heard the other day somebody came on TV and said Scott Bale was molesting little girls on his set of.
A little girl and a little boy, but he's not arrested. And now Rick Ross and his bodyguard have
Yeah, it's money. It's all about I'm sick of you Black folks. You managed to get out of this crab pot, and you because my thing is this: they are real rapists and molesters going on right now that don't have no money, and you're letting them go free. They walking around. I mean, the poor little girl who was in college just wanted to go out for a morning jog was unalive and raped, thrown in the woods like a piece of trash. Nobody cares about that. Nobody. You going after these high profile men that can't hide in a dump truck. They cannot hide at all. But all of a sudden now it's all of these women, grown women, coming out saying, well, he did this to me and he did that to me. When did he do this?
well,
When did this person do this? Because
Bill Cosby down that way. They took
yeah,
R. Kelly down that.
Michael Jackson was the biggest one.
They
They
really ruined his entire reputation
Yeah.
that way. So as
So
horrible as
it's
I
a
think
pattern,
this
and I don't
is,
understand how nobody see this pattern. And as a mom who has a black son who's very mama bear and overprotected with my black son, like I'm the only one. And I tell everybody when I think of someone lying on this boy who I know wouldn't hurt a
and
fly.
Torra, I don't think they're lying on Diddy. I mean, they may be
No. I'm not saying lying on Diddy. I'm talking about lying on black men. Like it's just so many. Like all of these black men are horrible. Like they all gay, they all child molesters, they all rapists, all of them, and nobody ever says anything until they broke. Like when you hang, like I saw pictures of Diddy and Cassidy at a award show. She kissed him on his cheek, and me and them almost agreed. She scream at that moment. This dude is crazy. He be keeping me in the closet trying to hurt me.
But
I
she
cannot.
stayed with him for a very long time, in all truthfulness. She was with him for, I don't know how
So
many.
you're not appalled by women who stay with these, who claim, because I'm always gonna say we gotta say, what is it, lawyer term? Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So allegedly that they would been tortured by R. Kelly and tortured by all these people. When you go on camera and you hugging and kissing on him and calling him your baby and all of this, I'm a big mouth. At that moment, if I get out that closet and you take me to that award show in front of this camera, I'm letting it all go. I'm being like Courtney Love. Remember when Courtney Love said, "All I know is don't go with Harvey Weinstein to a hotel if he tell you got an audition." She said that on the red carpet, on camera.
Oh, that
Girlfriend was the first, and I'm talking about when we were younger. Like I had to been about maybe 18, 19, 20 when she said it.
it out, and look how long they let him go for decades before they finally came
And
after
look how they
him.
destroyed her after that.
Everybody's coming out the woodworks after, once it first started, but the reality is that people knew all along. The industry knew, Oprah knew all along.
Have you ever seen a picture of her kissing him on his cheek?
And pointing and looking like she was giving Aura, whatever her name is, to him. Oprah knew all along. I don't know that lady's name, Aura somebody. It's
I know who you're talking about. I know you're talking about
Oprah and that woman. They all knew, but nobody called him out. And I know they all knew about Kevin Spacey. There are tons of them. They're all pedophiles and abusers. But Tom Hanks and his wife can go to Greece. All this crap can happen, but now you're coming after Diddy as a criminal, as a sex trafficker.
But he keeps a crowd around him, is what I'm saying. He keeps a crowd around him, and he takes the women like Young Miami and Cassidy and all these other. He takes these people out in public. It's not like I ever seen them say he was with this person, then you never see that person. Like the baby mother that he just had, the little Asian baby he just had by the. I've never seen this mother really with him.
He just had a baby. I think I missed that.
Oh yeah, he just had a baby. I think the baby might be just a couple months, maybe just barely a year. But he just had a baby.
I think that he does a lot. And I think I said before, I think he's a gatekeeper. I think that he has done sexual things to males in the industry in order for them to get on. I think that he has abused.
But see how you said that? You said, I think he's done this for them to get on. When do we start making grown men take responsibility and be like, I'm not getting on?
Saying that he should be arrested for that. I'm saying that it is.
Now that doesn't make him not disgusting. But no, I'm on your side.
To get on, to stay at the top, to get in the game. That I believe the things that Cassie said. I really do.
About him making her have sex with multiple men?
Yeah, I think so. I believe that he has pedophile tendencies and has done things to underage women in the studio and outside of it. But I don't think that he's engaged in human trafficking.
Okay.
In that.
Do I think he's guilty of taking advantage of people? 1000%. But do I believe those other people that he took advantage of didn't have a choice? I just, it's hard for me to, I mean, I have partied with them in my younger days when Biggie was still alive. I have partied and been there, and I've watched women like will cut my throat to get back to this man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I watched that, and I'm like,
I don't want to blame the victims though, and I don't want to put on them the obligation to speak up when they may be afraid that a more powerful man, we've
Mhm.
seen it before, will take them down, will take them out. And,
But
I don't want to
when
put
do he
that
become
on
the
him.
bully though? When the woman is like,
It's
let me give you this, let me hook you up with that, and I'm talking about sexually, and then he does it, and then they say, oh, bring a guy into the room, we can do me, you, and a girl and another guy. When do he all of a sudden become the bully?
Diddy's horrible, and he has been for a long time. There's been rumors for decades about all the crap that Diddy's done.
Mhm.
But do I think that something's wrong with the way they're approaching this as to him? Yes. Do I
Well, let's
think
just
that
make
his
it a just a
weight,
guy thing. When does the guy, well, not just for answer's sake,
okay.
when if I become a freak tonight and I tell Antoine bring two guys into our bedroom, right? And all of a sudden, we do whatever with these two guys, right? Hypothetically. Then Antoine all of a sudden hits the lottery and he wants to go out in them streets and be cheating with every broad out in the street. And then all of a sudden not try to give me half or whatever I deserve, hiding money or whatever. Let's just say that.
Hmm.
So it would be in my best interest to say, well, he used to make me have sex with 3 and 4 men at the same time. And while he watched, like, that's what I feel like is going on. Like these
But
men,
there's some
these freaks.
fundamental differences between your hypothetical and what's going on here.
Okay.
Right now, at the time when you're positing that there might be some multiple people in the bedroom,
Okay.
Antoine is not rich, famous, and powerful. And the
Gotcha.
things that a rich, famous, and powerful man can do and can get away with are very different than your suburban male husband,
Uh-huh.
good job. I'm not saying
Mhm,
anything like that, but I
mhm.
mean he's no mogul.
Okay,
He's not
okay,
an entertainment mogul.
okay,
So the way people feel and would be hesitant to act and respond with a powerful man is
okay,
different than with your husband or someone of of that nature.
okay.
I guess we could just a little bit agree to disagree because I think that Diddy's been doing hella bad stuff for a
Mhm.
very long time. But I agree with you that this raiding his home, I mean,
Mhm.
like they're like making like he's smuggling women across the border, and I think
That's that
they're
part, that
going in
part.
a direction that is not consistent. He did enough crap that you could just get him for that,
That's
but
all I'm
they're
saying.
going with
That's
a
all I'm
whole bunch of
saying.
other stuff, and I
I
don't.
do believe he is a freak. I do believe they all have weird sexual urges that I personally would never in a lifetime get with. Nobody could ask me to do the things that I heard that T.I. and his wife have done and Diddy and his,
Yeah. Let me
the,
say this though. I have heard from I know a couple people that were in the industry that are not
mhm.
now. I've heard that Clive Davis turned Diddy out. Andre Harrell made Diddy do all the things that Diddy's making everybody else do. Andre's dead. Why isn't Clive arrested? Why isn't, because if he did it to Diddy, he did it to other people too. Where's the raid on his home?
I mean, but do you know how many celebrities under Clyde Davis' name who has died though, or been killed, or unalive, whatever you want to use word?
Where's the raid on his home? If
It's
you're
a
gonna,
lot.
let's go for the top dog. Let's don't go for, Diddy seems like a mogul to us, but he's not at the top of the food chain
He is a fly on their billion
by
dollars.
any means. He is not. Yeah. So
But
I
I
don't
really, that's the
know.
part where I feel like they're coming after the black dollar. They're like, we're going to take all the billionaire, 1 billionaire, 2 billionaire black dollar people out, and then we can come for the you little people. And I feel that's just what I feel. I feel like that. And the older you get, you realize like the
Why now? Let's just go with that. Why now? Because Oprah's been a billionaire for a while. They're making allegations against Jay Z as well, as you know. Jay
Mhm,
Z's been a billionaire for a good while. Diddy's, as I said, has been at the top of the game for a long time. So if
mhm,
it's really, because I think it's something bigger, but if it's really just about Black people having money,
mhm.
why now when they've all had it for so long? What's
But the time of the pattern changes now. So if you go back in history and you look at all the towns in the United States that were like Black Wall Street that got burned down, flushed out. I mean, drowned out, burned down, whatever.
Yeah, they
Those towns
all that.
took yeah, those towns took years and years and years to make that money, and years and years and years for that money to circulate throughout the whole community. And that's what it's starting to do. Black people woke up and realized, okay, we need to start circulating our billions back into
when does that happen?
Well, they gotta stop it now. They gotta stop once.
When does Oprah put a home for people here? None of them do. When is Michael Jordan?
No. They
don't
just
do
started.
anything for us.
They literally, and this is just my investigation of the black dollar right now.
I hope you're right. So what's happening that I'm not aware of?
Okay, that people like Rick Ross and Oprah all of a sudden got together, from what I'm hearing, and they all said, how can we start investing back into our community and building the black dollar and hiring more blacks? And this, so I guess once the powers that be heard about it, was like, let's come on, roll this plan again. How do we take them out?
If that's true, I could believe what you're saying. They just
because there's too much media power behind it.
That I'm not going to dispute it because I don't know anything about it. And I would say that if there has been some agreement, then yeah, I could see.
But even when Harvey Weinstein was going through what he was going through, do you remember the media being like this about it? It was almost like they was like, we're not talking about it. But when Bill Cosby, I felt like it wasn't as strong as Bill Cosby's. I felt like it definitely wasn't as strong as R. Kelly's. I just feel like there was no, I don't remember him even doing an interview.
But remember, they had a whole movement called the Me Too movement as a result of Harvey Weinstein.
But that Me Too movement was part of Harvey Weinstein, but I never saw them go after him like that. Like how media just went after them in interviews and talking about it, and then keep finding more people. And I mean, the people they found said, and then they moved on. It was like,
I will defer to you because I don't watch the news enough to know the difference in the coverage. So if you say
when I become uncomfortable, like right now with the whole the guy from the Nickelodeon channel, he's probably
Snyder or something. I don't know.
It's like Dan something. It's like Dan,
but it's giving me Redskin preview.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't really want to say that, but
but the little boy was from Jake and Josh, and I'm quite sure your kids and my kids definitely watch Jake and Josh back in the day, because I remember hearing them always saying they were watching it. So of course, when I look back, but then listen to this though. Jake, the one who's accusing the producer and the voice coach of doing this stuff to him, he was also charged by a girl who said she was molested by him.
Because typically the victim turns around and victimizes somebody else. But now that you mentioned that, remember those two Corys, Corey Haim and the other?
Of course.
One of them has been saying for over a decade that Charlie Sheen
Feldman has been saying it from day one.
Violated him. You're not renting Charlie's house? Yeah, I don't see.
But guess who was saying it before that though?
Who?
You don't remember who Gary Coleman and Todd Bridges were?
I remember both of them.
Todd Bridges has been saying it from day one that his manager was fed to him by his own father. He cried to his father. He said, this man is sexually molesting me, putting his mouth on my, and his father smacked him in his face and told him, stop lying. And because the man which they groomed, their parents, got in good and everything. And became best friends.
Some of the certain parents, if they're getting paid, honey, you can hang it up.
It ain't no dollar, Kim. Ain't no dollar on mine.
Todd Bridges became a friggin' criminal drug addict.
And every time he said,
I would think that is right.
He said when it first happened, he said he didn't understand why his body was reacting like that at 8, 9 years old, to a man doing that. And the guy telling him, you're not gay. You're not gay. It's men can pleasure other men. It doesn't make you. And he was like, but it shouldn't be like this. Like, it don't feel natural, because he was into girls. He said he met a crush on his co-host at the time. And he said Dana Plato was the only person that believed him. And she told him, they doing the same to me. And look what happened to her.
But I mean, they do it to everybody. Look what happened to Liza Minnelli, Shirley Temple,
Oh
Shirley.
my God. And it's another little girl where her mother used to make her get off the set and then go be a prostitute when she left off the set. But I looked that up just the other day so I could get the name, but I didn't write it down. We'll come back to that story.
Yeah, the whole
But
industry is a big filth bomb, but I do agree with you that it is concerning that they're just picking out Diddy, and now, like I said, Rick Ross and his bodyguard have been arrested.
I want to keep the treadmill going. This has been going on for a long time, and somebody got to be blamed for it, and it got to start with the parents and the adults that are doing it. You know what I'm saying? If you tell your child, if your daughter or my daughter come to me and you and tell you and I, they want to go to R. Kelly house, he's one of the best producers. Come on, Kim. You can't even say, well, I heard he a little weird, but all right, we're gonna go. You and I both be like, girl, going to his we're not going to no R. Kelly
I
house.
actually discouraged my daughter from modeling once I really began to understand what goes on in
If
that.
you know you can't protect them and you know they can't protect themselves when you're not there, I truly agree. And that's what I had to sit down with my kids who are in the entertainment business. And I had to let them know, go in the door and let them know when you walk in the door, I ain't easy pickings. I'm not telling you find somebody else, but just don't find me. Let them know that. And we have our little thing that we do to let, people know, like, nah, I ain't the one. My daughter has a contract. No nude scenes. None.
Okay.
Bring in a body double if you want her to do a nude scene. She does bathing suit only.
Okay. Well,
So,
I think it's bigger than money. I think it's something really big happening. I think
you think it's bigger than money?
I think I think that something is about to pop off on this planet that we don't understand. And all our topics, I'm just going to name them, fit into this. The Key Bridge collapsing in Baltimore, that is
Which
not a
is
mistake.
not far from us at all.
Russians coming out about Black Jesus, that is because of the time that it is now. The oh my God, we didn't even mention this, but in Australia they're now talking about possibly approving legislation to allow the indigenous people to have more say in how they're governed. All these people, I go on these videos and I say, it's too little too late. You guys have abused the melanated indigenous people all across this globe, and now it's something about to happen.
So talk about it then. Talk about it. Talk about it. What's
about to happen, and they are trying to cover their tracks. And I'm on the.
You preaching right now.
We fix this. I'm doing that. Too late. Too little. It's been too long, but we're gonna see. But what are you
preaching now? I just want to know. You go ahead and say it.
What do you think about the Key Bridge situation? What do you think is the deal with
the
that?
moment my son woke me up, I wasn't even really asleep, but he just texted me at about 2, and he said, "Ma, the Key Bridge just was hit like 1:30, and it just popped up on my phone." I said, "The Key Bridge, like right up the street, Key Bridge?" She's like, "Yeah." Now he's in California, and he heard it, and he texted me. Now I'm still trying to fix my mind about when I look at my time. Are you for real right now? He's like, "Yes, it just came through on my timeline that the Key Bridge just was hit." And I said, "Is it a terrorist attack?" He said, "Well, they saying that maybe the boat was malfunctioned." I said, all these years the boat just malfunctioned?
That's what I said, all these years. And then 3 days before, they had celebrated the anniversary of it being put into effect. And now all of a sudden, now you're going to affect the supply chain. You're going to affect the prices in the economy. It is too much of a setup for me to think it was a mistake. Come on.
Yep, it's a new war. I feel like they slowly but surely chopping it off, because there's no way
our little country. They're destroying.
And when you can find out, you know how they say, put your phone on airplane mode, and they tell you why and all of that. And you think, why certain things can be hacked through something that's left open. I'm like, if this shipping container was hacked and or disabled or controlled.
They're saying the captain was in control of the daggone barge or whatever it was. So I'm not even all these years, and then you're gonna plow right into one of the major supports that's gonna cause it to collapse. You're not gonna clip the top. You're not gonna nick the
And it was caught
side
on
of the support.
video.
Huh?
And it was caught on perfect video.
Oh, yeah, everybody, yes, some BS. Now, what about the Russian piece? Why is Putin now coming out? Because he did it a year ago too, but they didn't make as big of a deal as they did now. He revealed some of those pictures a year ago, but now this time he included a speech saying our country is under the black Jesus.
Yeah,
What's that?
but I thought he did Egyptians, like basically saying, like, no, the Egyptians were black. I thought that's what he did a year ago.
I thought he revealed black biblical figures.
Okay, I gotta look at that
Pretty sure
again.
I did a TikTok video on it,
I
and
think that's where I heard it from you.
they were showing those biblical figures. But now he's gone to the next step and said, we're going to be more inclusive. We're going to this, we're going to that. And our country is under the black Jesus. Why on earth would that man do that?
And I said, okay, so it was not news to me and my family that Jesus had
No,
married
you know, it wasn't news
and
to us
And a
either.
name like Moses and all of them. None of
The
those,
Bible saying hair like wool and bronze
right.
feet.
None of those Hezekiahs and all of them made me visualize a white person ever. So my family always depicted everything biblical, not in the Bible, but biblical, was black. So it wasn't a surprise to me. But what was a surprise to me was that white folks that's supposed to be the purest of the purest, meaning the Russians, was saying we're going to embrace this religion as black because the Messiah is coming back, or whoever is in charge. And I'm not trying to say like Jesus himself or the, but whatever they have awoken recognizes a black leader here. And when when they find out how we've been treated all these years, 400 years later, I
I
think
feel
they
like
like, well, we was,
some
I
people
think they like, well,
find
we was like, we liked them people. And I just think they know we dumb and we be like, yeah, he liked us. You know what I'm saying? Because we are. And I'm not talking about me and you
yeah,
personally, I'm talking about
they
our black race.
excluded us for 450 years, but the last 6 years they liked us now.
It's so many out here. I'm
It's
telling
something
you.
really big happening. Because, like, why are they telling people to stay home from school for the solar flare? Why are they employing National Guard, as you told me, because I didn't know, across
Yep.
the country in connection with the eclipse?
Mhm.
Something big is happening, but what do you think is
I
going
think it's what you
on?
always taught me was we are under a spiritual warfare. And I really think they know about it better than we will ever know about it. I think before they say, okay, we'll make them look this way, they rather like, no, make them look this way so they can, we can, we can claim them as our friends. Like, oh, well, Russia's our friend and Germany's our friend and China and Japan, they're all our friends, as far as black folks go. Because we easily forgetful.
Yeah,
We
we're
easily
forgiving.
forgetful.
We're forgiving too.
We're
We,
so forgiving.
oh my goodness.
So, and I think that's what they play on. They play on the fact that 90% of the black population is so forgiving of crimes against humanity, which I guess the little bit of Caucasian that my ancestry say I have, it just don't work in me because I'm sorry. God created me. So if he created me, and I'm not mocking him, and he knows me better than that, I am saying he created me. So he knows I can't be that forgiving. Like, I can't forget what you did to me.
Should we be? There's a point where all that forgiveness stuff, that's just religious indoctrination that has
Right.
held us down for a long time. Sometimes you have to stand up and say, no, you did this, and
Yeah.
you're going to be held accountable,
Yeah.
and you're going to stop. Because when you keep on forgiving people, then they just keep on coming back doing it again. It's not like you
And it's
forgive
only
them.
hurting you. It's not hurting them. You keep saying, oh, they'll learn, give them the other cheek. No, I am not giving you the other cheek. No, it's the buck gonna stop here. I'm not turning the other cheek.
So are we thinking that there has been a significant occurrence in the spiritual warfare and they're aware of it and now they're trying to
You
correct?
didn't hear about the Vatican?
What happened with the Vatican?
They are saying, you think Putin got information? The Vatican is debating, like they're going through a inside inner warfare, like how much should we let them know and how much we shouldn't.
I am aware that there are vaults under the Vatican with all of our really true history.
Imagine if it's real magic.
Smithsonian too. Smithsonian hides our true history. They
Mhm.
run out and grab stuff. So I'm aware that they have a lot of different stuff. I'm
But
aware that the Pope worships a Black Jesus and a Black Mary, but I didn't know they were doing something new now.
I believe because we all saw the movie The Black Panther and I loved it. And then all of a sudden, for the main character happen to die now, it's just even more things that I think of in my brain.
And
Like,
can I just say, so Chadwick Boseman died, I get that. But
mhm.
when has a Marvel superhero ever died? Didn't they have 3 or 4 Batman,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
oh yeah,
Characters, why couldn't they just get another person to
easy
play him?
picture,
They had to kill off the Black superhero.
easy. That's easy. They could have just got and I even said that there's so many black men that could have played Black Panther after him. They could have anointed so many, just like they did with
Like
all the
they
rest of
do
them.
for Spider-Man and
Spider-Man,
all
good
of that
God Almighty, how
stuff.
many Spider-Mans? But because it was so real, touched on so real, and then the person who directed it, they've even gone after him.
Did you hear? We gotta get ready to wrap up, but did you
Mhm.
hear that the Kikuyu tribe in Kenya is on some kind of warpath because apparently they stole
I did hear
sacred
that.
secrets from that tribe, and that's why there's like a sort of curse
I
on
heard that, and
that
I
area.
believe that. Now that's what I was talking about with the Vatican. I believe the Vatican probably holds some type of magic, something or spiritual force of something that only we can activate. And I think they've tried to get our melanin to activate it. I think they've tried to probably hypnotize. I think they've probably done whatever it is to try to get whatever this is to be activated. But now it did the opposite. It made something else activate, and they like, okay, y'all go ahead and tell them who they
You
are.
notice that, I mean, we really gotta go, but you notice that I think we mentioned this before, I'm not sure, but you notice that
Mhm.
the royal family is dying off. The queen was around forever. She's dead. There are rumors that Prince Charles is
Sick as a dog.
right. Then Kate Middleton now
Sick as a dog.
supposedly has cancer. I mean, something
No, they
tremendous.
saying she might not even be alive. That might have been an AI
I
talking
did
to
hear that
us.
too. I
Yep.
did hear that too. There's something really significant happening, so we all need to do
Why
whatever
Prince
you
Harry
do.
marry a black woman and got the heck out of Dodge? I think
He
I
sure
think
did.
somebody might have dropped the dime on him. Like,
But
dude,
to me, it is more time than ever. Wear your crystals, meditate,
come on,
eat your high vibrational foods
come on.
because I don't know what's about to pop off.
You know something because
Things
you
popping
preaching
off.
tonight. You preaching
Something is
tonight.
about to pop off. Well,
You know something. You just ain't saying it all in one. We ain't saying it all in one. Give what I would call it my giving my knowledge session because I need it all in one session. Give me my knowledge right now. Tell it all.
I feel that, well, I'll just say our time is up. Do you have anything else you want to say before we end the
Um,
this
Other
podcast?
than thank you for making me know that I'm not crazy, that I see what's going on in this world too, and I can't wait for next week so we can really dive into whatever happens after this solar eclipse.
That's going to be very interesting. Yeah. So stay tuned. Thank you
Yes,
for joining us for this
yes,
episode. We always appreciate you watching, commenting, liking, subscribe to our channel. If you have
absolutely.
topics you want to see us discuss, definitely let us know. And we look forward to you joining us again next time.
Absolutely. Thank you for kicking it with Kimm and Torra.